Hey everyone, Arbiter Wolf here with another weekly video. So this week I was trying to do a lot more sketching in my sketchbook. One thing that I'm trying to do right now is that I'm just trying to do at least 15 minutes of drawing a day. And with my areas of focus, sometimes that is more of a longer setup time or practice time, and sometimes I feel that I don't have enough time to do the drawing, which ends up leaving me to not drawing whatsoever. So I wanted to change that with just trying to do at least 15 minutes a day of drawing and just to kind of do whatever. And for the results for this, I felt were actually pretty good. I actually got some pretty decent results for some of the sketches. There were some days where the sketches didn't look that great, but I felt like I was going through the motions sometimes with those sketches. But other times when I was pretty focused during the sketch, I felt like I was actually seeing some really good results. The other thing, too, with this is that it really helped me with enjoying art a little bit more. And I felt that that was a big thing that was kind of missing. So I'm going to keep that up in the next coming weeks and also just try to keep going with my practice plan. Speaking of my practice plan, I also did some of the drawbox exercises. For this one, it was doing textures, like finding a texture from a reference and then trying to put it onto these sausage forms. My original marker that I was using before kind of died on me, and I ended up starting to use like a ultra fine Sharpie marker, which I was told was fine for some of the markers that I could use for this. But what I found was very difficult is that when you're using that type of marker, it makes the textures very hard to do because it makes any type of mark kind of into a big blob. And you can kind of see that the ones on the left are the ones I did with the ultra fine Sharpie. And then I actually switched over to a kind of artistic marker, which was, I think it's called Sakura Micron, and that one is the 05 size. And that made quite a big difference when I tried to do the textures with that marker. I'm kind of still working my way through his exercise here. I need to do one more page of this, but I also could do some more of the sausages here on this page. So I'll kind of work on filling out this page a little bit more and then doing another page, kind of like the one that I did here. Moving into kind of the last thing here that I did for my focus area this week, which is kind of like my self plan. I'm still trying to focus on improving my head drawings. So what I wanted to do was focus on Loomis a little bit, and I wanted to focus on those three angles, kind of the front, side, and then a 3/4 angle. What I did is I started out with just doing the reference of a Loomis head, and the Loomis head done here was from one of Proko's videos. After I would do Proko's Loomis head, then I would move on to doing that with a real life reference that was similar to the angle. And overall, I felt that this was a pretty decent way of getting some results with getting some better looking heads. Getting some practice in with just trying to do the Loomis head from Proko, and then getting some application practice with just doing it with a real head reference at the same angle. So I'll try to keep with this process for some of the practice going forward here. As for my project focus area, I didn't really get much. And when I say I really didn't get much, I mean I didn't get any time to do anything for the project. One thing I am kind of thinking of doing a little bit more of is trying to sketch out some of the project character more instead of doing it on tablet. I feel like I'm having a little bit more of an easier time on paper compared to digitally. And I feel like I would have a little bit more easier time designing a character on a sketch compared to doing it digitally. Because right now I'm kind of just doing the same angle for a character and just kind of changing it up just very slightly, drawing to drawing. But we will see for the upcoming week of how that works out. So for this week, I would say that it was just a overall pretty decent week. I felt more confident, and I am hoping to keep that going into next week. So that is pretty much all I had for this video. If you guys liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all next week.